I'm Joey.
I'm Jason.
And this is Metal
Monster
Review. Today, we are going to 1972. And we are going to discuss another movie from the King of the Monsters. We are going to discuss Godzilla versus the Smog Monster. Boy, this predates Captain Planet, doesn't it? Okay, so here's what you got going on. There's a lot of pollution going on, and all this pollution has now created a new monster that has its part fucking tadpole, mineral, and pollution. It is referred to as Hedorah, but another term for him is known as the Smog Monster. So Godzilla shows up and fights pollution. Jason, would you like to elaborate?
This movie here, man, it don't mess around with the monster action.
No, I agree.
The first intro of the movie, you get shot of Hedorah coming out of the water.
Yeah, right away. I mean, it is a cool looking monster too, because it's like, what the hell looking monster is this? It's like a Oscar the Grouch type. It's really a new look, and it can multiply, and when it flies over you, it kind of comes up with this reaction where it will just poison you, and it creates metal structures to rust. So there is some new concepts here that I definitely do like. This might be Godzilla's most terrifying villain that he's had to fight, or at least one of the few. You know what I mean?
Yeah, the two main characters is, I don't know if I pronounce his name right, but I think it's Dr. Turu and his son Ken. A fisherman brings him this big ass looking tadpole thing, but they said, well, that's too big to be a tadpole. And after time, they investigate it. They find out that it's made of minerals, and he does experiments. How you mentioned that they can form together, and that's how this thing can get so big, because all these Hedorahs are getting produced in the ocean, and they meet each other, and that's how it gets so goddamn big. But a couple of scenes I thought were funny is like they're showing on the news, the family's watching TV eating, like, breaking news, giant monster destroys these two oil tanks, and you see the monster destroying the ships. They're all just sitting there like,
Oh. You know what I mean?
Nothing new in Japan.
No, I mean, they're not even fucking fazed by this. You know what I mean? It's like, oh, we got to buy milk tomorrow. Like, what the fuck? Nobody cared.
It's like, as soon as they watch that, the very next scene, it's like, what do you do when you know there's a giant monster in the ocean? Let's go for a swim.
Yeah. Let's go scuba diving, for Christ's sakes.
I don't know why the doctor wants to go investigate this. Like, he has no protection with him, just a freaking scuba suit. And then he brings his son with him, like, here, son, you play on this rocky shore bank with a fucking Rambo knife.
Yeah, the kid was left with a fucking giant knife, and he's like cutting it fucking stone and shit. You know what I mean? It's like, okay, so he's going scuba diving, and watching him scuba diving and seeing the stuff at the bottom of the ocean, I'm thinking to myself, dun, 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 dun. You know, I'm like, am I watching a Jaws movie? I'm just waiting for that. You know what I mean? And then the fucking Hedorah, just free willy, comes out of the ocean and just flies over the kid. And he holds up the knife like he's slicing it, like, you know, he's gonna kill this fucking thing. And it cuts off a sample. You know, well, his dad's badly injured, but we don't know exactly what happened to his dad. We just see his face bandaged up, and they're analyzing this material that he cut from the fucking monster.
The part that I thought was weird, whenever Hedorah jumped out of the water and the kid put his hand up, like, he's jumping up over the kid, but there's nothing but land behind them. But then it's the Hedorah's going back into the ocean. Like, you're like, how did you do that? You're jumping out of the water, but magically going back into the water.
Yeah, I never thought of that. You know what I mean? Yeah. So there's a lot of weirdness to this movie. And just even we were discussing just a few minutes ago, it's like, I do enjoy it. I mean, there is a lot of great monster action, and you're right. There's no bullshitting around. Godzilla just shows up out of the blue, coming from the sunset there, music playing. I mean, there's no elaboration on how he got there. He just showed up. You know what I mean? And now he fights this fucking polluted, mineralistic, Oscar the Grouch looking monster that flies.
Yeah, this is the 11th film in the Godzilla series, and like they went a really different direction, but it's totally goofy and weird. But I used to love this movie as a kid because there's mainly like no character build up with the people. It was just straight monster action, like the whole entire movie.
Even when you see a character, who the fuck cares?
Yeah.
Because a lot of the characters are they're just there. You know, there was a scene, and we were talking about this, when they're in some nightclub and there's a band playing, and the guy's hallucinating with everybody wearing giant fish heads. And the singer is singing, and you will hear this song a lot. Save the Earth. You will hear that quite a bit throughout the movie, to the point where it irritates the hell out of you. But I mean, it's like, well, okay, is this guy having a bad trip? I mean, what is going on here? And then the sludge from this monster, you know what I mean, just starts oozing down the stairs, almost like the Blob, you know what I mean? And it's like, it just shows up, and then the band stops, and they all like are panicked. Like, what the hell is this slime just oozing down the steps? You know what I mean?
And surprisingly, for a Godzilla movie, it has like 3 or 4 like pretty disturbing death scenes in it.
Yeah.
I think the funniest death scene to me is when that guy's on that construction site and Hedorah flies through. Like, before Hedorah gets there, the guy just fucking leaps off. You see his little body falling down.
Yeah, and then it's all skeleton as soon as it's on the ground, which is creepy. You know what I mean? I mean, there is some different tones to this movie here. It's like, well, that's kind of creepy. And like I said, this is an original concept for Godzilla to fight.
But if you pay attention in this movie, you find out that Hedorah came from the Horsehead Nebula. How did he get to Earth, you might ask?
I was just about to ask you, hey, how did he get to Earth?
A comet.
Tell me more.
You get like a astronomy, I can't even say that word. Astronomy lesson in this movie, talking about all these different galaxies and nebulas. How do they know he comes from the Horsehead Nebula? I don't know, but that's what they said.
And this guy figured out after getting fucking attacked by the thing. You know what I mean? I don't know where he did the research, how he came up with this, where his basis of fact is, but it worked.
Yeah, but him and his son figured out a way that they can stop it by using electricity, but they got to have Godzilla's help to do that.
Yep.
And the one scene that just totally blows my mind every time I watch it is when Godzilla flies.
What the hell? I mean, spoilers ahead, but, you know, I mean, we've already explained all that before. Where in the fuck does Godzilla know how to fly? We're totally fucked now if Godzilla can fly. You know what I mean? He has been this destroyer, and now he can fly, and now he's fighting pollution. And nobody's faced by any of this. Like, that's what I don't understand. Nobody's in panic mode. They're like, oh, cool. Well, it's the 11th movie. What the hell? You know what I mean? But yeah, Godzilla flies now. And if you've never seen this movie, hey, by all means, do check this one out. It is weird because you have a lot of like psychedelic 70s stuff, some animation with the monster. It turns into a cartoon for a few minutes. You get your astronomy lessons and a lot of monster action, really. A lot of monster fighting.
I think this is one of Godzilla's only enemies that has 4 different forms. Like,
yes.
You got the tadpole, and then it turns into some 4-legged crawling thing. Then it turns into like
a flying stingray.
Yeah. And then the final form, I can't even, it's just something big and weird on two legs.
Yeah.
It likes to shoot stuff out of, I don't even want to know what the holes are this thing's shooting shit out of.
Well, it's coming out of his eyes too, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
it's like, what the hell?
Shoots like these blobs of, it looks like shit. Let's get to the point. It looks like shit.
Yeah.
But it actually,
it just shits everywhere it goes, you know what I mean?
Whatever it shoots out, man, it actually causes damage to Godzilla. Like burns his eyeball out. Then he shoots like a laser out, and once the laser explodes, it makes all this mist and was choking Godzilla out.
It's like everywhere you go, there's liquid shit and death. You know what I mean? Like this is a whole new Godzilla.
I said the one.
So now he's helping everybody. You know what I mean? This is where he went from being a destroyer to thanks. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
we owe you a beer.
They took this whole for mankind thing to the next level in this one.
Yeah. This one's definitely weird, but by all means, it's got a lot of great monster fighting, and it starts pretty early too.
I remember the first time I seen this movie, I think I was probably 12 or 13. We went to this one little mom and pop tape store, and I seen it there, but my mom wouldn't rent it for me that day. Then the next weekend came, my mom said, okay, I'll take you, but you better call to make sure it's in. So I call, I can't remember the name of the tape store, but I call it up. Hey, you got Godzilla versus the Smog monster in? Yeah. Can you hold it? Man, my mom took me there. I ran into that store. I called about Godzilla versus the Smog monster.
I don't think they're getting many calls for it, so you're in luck.
It was probably good. I didn't have to really call, but
yeah. So, is there anything else you'd like to add about Godzilla versus the Smog monster?
Just if you want pure monster action with no dialogue with people, like there's very little dialogue here. It's just pretty much straight monster action. Definitely check it out. It's weird. A lot of people don't like it, but I'm one of the weirdos that if I had a top 10 list, it would be on my top 10 list.
That's a bold statement. So, but in the meantime, be sure to subscribe to Metal and Monster Reviews. I'm Joey.
I'm Jason.
And this is Metal
Monster
Review.